Hello, my name is Bindu Nair, and as part of the CS6320 class for winter 2015, the first project that was handed out was a Rails project. And in this session, I'm going to demo my implementation of that project. So first, I'll go over the requirements for the project. Um, so we were required to implement a photo sharing website for users using the Ruby on Rails platform. The backend database that we were expected to use was the default SQLite 3 database. The data itself that the application uses is statically defined, predefined, and loaded into the database using a migration. On the front end, we were expected to implement two URLs. So that is, one is here. The first one is the users.index URL. It is the initiating URL that gets the user into the application. So it's the initial page that displays a list of all users in the system. And the kind of the proposed layout for that URL looks something like this, where you have a list of all the users in the system, a count of them, and possibly a table that shows all the users with their user ID, first name, last name. The other requirement for this page was that the usernames should display as links, so that when a user can, there's support for being able to click into the username. And when you click into the username, you then can navigate to the page that is implemented using the second URL, which is the photos URL. The photos URL brings up a page of all the photos that correspond to the selected user. Along with the photos, if the photo has specific comments that pertain to that photo, then all those comments are also shown on that page. Additionally, from the photos page, there should be a way for the users to bring up other users' photos pages. And I'll demonstrate how that's working in my case very quickly. So that's going over the basic requirement, which is really implementing these two URLs. So I will move into showing how that works on my system. So work was done using the Ruby Mine ID. That's my photo site is the name of my project. And so I already have the local server running. So let's go to the browser and verify that it actually is. So localhost 3000, the server is already running. I'll move into showing the very first URL. So as a user, I go into users.index. And that brings up the photo site user list. I'm jumping back to the requirements page. And so this area shows kind of what was required in terms of implementing this URL. And on this browser now, you're seeing my implementation of that page. So that as you can see, looks pretty similar. I have a count of the users here, and then a table that shows all the users in the system. There's no CRUD implementation for these rows that you see here. It's just a fetch from the database, and all that it was defined and loaded statically into the SQLite database. So here's the list, and then we see that links have been implemented here for the users, and you can click into the first or last name. It doesn't matter. Any of these click into the first or last name effectively works the same way. So if I click on Justin, that's the selected your user, and that gets you to the next URL implementation, which is the photos index with the ID of the specific selected user. So now we are on the photos page of user Justin Bieber. And what you see are all the photos that apply correspond to the selected user. So we have two photos in the system here, so that I show them kind of one after the other in a table format again. Um, what's also on this, so you have details of the photo itself, which is when was that created, and then you have comments pertaining to that photo. If there were any users in the system that commented on the photos, all those comments are displayed in this section. So as you can see, I have a total of the comments found for this photo. So for this particular photo, there's only one comment, so that all the comment details shows up here. So when was the comment created, the date and time, the user that created the comment, and then the comment itself. In the second case, in the second photo, we have this photo date and time, but no comments were found. So you don't have the following section for comments because there were no comments. And lastly, from this page, we were required to also implement this page in such a way that if there are users that commented on a photo, and those users needed to be links so that there's the ability to jump from the photos page of one user to the photos page of another comment user. In this case, we are viewing the photos of Justin Bieber. So we are already on that page. So clicking on this comment, which was made by Justin himself, will really not do anything. It loads the same page. So I clicked once and you see it loads the same photos page because you're already in the current user's photos page. So I'll demonstrate that this is actually working on a different photos page of a different user where I have the ability to select a different user link. So let's go back here. Let's see. So similarly, if you click on Paris Hilton, Paris has no comments for her first photo. There's again one comment for her second one. And here you can see now we are viewing photos of Paris Hilton, but the comment was made by a different user. So if I click on this link, I'm now jumping to the photos page of that particular user. That particular user, John Osterhout, has 3 comments here, all by himself. Again, clicking on the same link because we are sitting in his current page won't change anything for us. That's how it works for those 2 users. Let's go back and make sure that the last name, clicking on first or the last name works the same way, which it does. If I go to the first name for Paris, it's the same page. Last name for Paris, it's the same page. So both of them yield the same results. Just as another example to demonstrate that all of these links are actually active and working, I go into the photos page of Barack. Barack has no comments for the first photo. He's got 2 comments for the second one. Again, this is by himself. The first comment is by another user. So if I click on that, I can go back to, I can jump to that particular user's photo page instead. Again, all these other comments are by Barack. And lastly, John Oster, we've already seen that page. Let's see, Santa Claus's photo. Yeah. So that pretty much is my demonstration of the implementation for the two URLs. So as far as the status of my project submission is concerned, this is a working as per requirement. And then I'll move on to some of the hiccups, gotchas, tips that I learned through the process of implementing my first Rail project.